Hi, and welcome to today's Monday Musings. I want to encourage you today with a picture that the Lord gave a friend of mine and God brought back to my mind as I was praying this week. I think the reason he brought it back to mind is because many of my friends, many people that I know, including myself, have been in this mode of saying, Lord, how long? When will this process be over? When will I get to do what you've created me to do? When? And in that asking of when, there's some of us who feel like we're in a really kind of dark place. I call it, I'm in Joseph's dungeon, only I don't even have anyone in the cell with me. But listen to this picture, and this is just so good, and I know it's going to encourage you as it encouraged me. The Lord, we are an arrow in the Lord's quiver. It's very dark in there. There are other arrows in there with us. But at some point, the Lord pulls us out, and then he places us in the position lined up with his bow, and he sets about pulling back, and then we are positioned. See, when a person who's going to shoot a bow and arrow, they place the arrow like right on the corner of their eye, and then it rests on their hands, and that's how they line up for hitting the target. And the Lord is saying that's where you are. You're in his hand, and you're sitting right here. If you lay your finger there, you can see your finger out of your peripheral vision, and yet at the same time, you can look ahead. And the Lord is saying, at just the right moment, he will release you, his arrow. But meanwhile, he's pulling back and pulling back and pulling back and pulling back. And there's just a lot of tension. And that tension is necessary so that when he releases, you will hit the target. Now, I want to encourage you today. Maybe you feel like you are the arrow in the quiver, still in the dark. Maybe you feel like you've been pulled out of the quiver and you're resting in the hand of the Lord, but you are just being stretched and to the max and yet haven't been released yet. I want you to know it's just around the corner. Your time of release into your destiny is just around the corner. Listen carefully to the Lord. Rest on his cheek. Rest in his hand as he is preparing you to be shot forward into your destiny. When we are shackled by shame, it is God's love that liberates us. There's no shame in being in the quiver. There's no shame in being still in the archer's hand, because God has good and wonderful things in store for you, for me, and he wants you to enter in to his fullness. So hang on just a little bit longer. I'm confident that the Lord will encourage you and show you how he's turning your mess into his message and this test into your testimony.